Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's Pyromancer here, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all having a wonderful day, morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time it is, wherever you are in the world. And today, the World of Warcraft YouTube channel released a new video in a high definition, or HD, cinematic. Watch the Shadowlands launch cinematic, Beyond the Veil. And in this short cinematic of 1 minute and 52 seconds, we are going to see some awesome things, and I cannot wait to share this with you guys. If you haven't seen it, spoiler alert. This is a very cool cinematic, and I hope you guys enjoy. Before we jump into that, you guys may have noticed some changes here in the studio and the areas behind me. First of all, you got a nice, gorgeous fan art picture of Sargeras stabbing Azeroth. This fan art, I'll have a link to that guy down in the description. Gorgeous piece of art. Just had to frame it. And then behind me, you'll notice things have been reworked, but we also have another desk. A desk that was brought here by Flexispot. If you guys aren't familiar, I've worked with those guys in the past. So if you don't mind here, I'm gonna go ahead and throw a little ad in for Flexispot. They're a great company, and hopefully you guys like what I have to say.
Introducing the Flexispot Gaming Desk. Fully equipped with gaming laptop with RuneScape. Fully equipped with Sargeras fan art, gaming, and RGB lights and a webcam that's definitely connected. Fully kitted for real gamers with carbon fiber finish. Or pretty close to carbon fiber anyway. And there's a gaming desktop down there that's definitely 100% actually connected with a robust steel sturdy frame. It's actually pretty sturdy. In a hydraulic lift, in a very strong steel crossbar, and mounting for things on the bottom like the power adapter. It's sick. It's 339, like the GPU that probably belongs in that desktop. It's but actually, it's actually pretty solid. It's got nice angles. The angled edges are pretty nice compared to my regular desk. And it actually raises up and down. So you watch. And there goes the light. That was not part of it. That was not planned. Somebody help. Can I get a lighting guy in here quickly, please? No, but for real. Check it out, guys. Flexispot makes awesome products. They're durable, they're reliable. They get you high total levels on RuneScape, and the best raid loot in World of Warcraft. That's not true, disclaimer, but check them out. There's a link in the description below. Thank you, Flexispot, for sponsoring this. Also, they have a chair. Guys, check them out. Link in the description. All right, guys, if you were all the way through that, if you hung out through that, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys very much. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you drop a like and a subscription to my channel. Therefore, you can help me reach 100,000 subscribers and help the Burning Legion take over the universe. All right, guys, let's get into it. So here we're on youtube.com. I'll put the link of this in the description below, of course. And we're just gonna do a quick little reaction. It's not the first time I've watched it, but, you know, so I'm not gonna be like, oh my God, look at that. But, I mean, maybe I will. It's pretty sweet. But we're gonna watch it, we're gonna talk about it. So let's get into it.
Beyond the veil lies the Shadowlands, where every soul has its place.
It's so cool, dude. The music is really good. I love this shot here, too. Maldraxxus, baby! Yo, let me know in the comment section down below what covenant you're gonna join. Let me know. Maldraxxus for the Warlock, baby. Let's go. The transitions are so good, by the way. Transitions are really good.
Beyond the veil lies darkness, where every soul
There it is.
has its place.
There it is, baby. Let's fucking go. Let's go. HD Jailer. HD. So a couple things I want to talk about in this real quick. The opening, they write these so well, man. Just real quick, regardless of how you felt about WoW, right now or for a while, let's just take a second and give a brief moment of silence for the incredible work of the art team, the cinematic team, in-game and pre-rendered like this. Can we give a hats off to the quest team, to the storytelling? These guys absolutely fucking nail it all the time. And you might not necessarily like what's happened with Sylvanas, right? So for individuals, there may be exceptions based on your preference. But if the systems team and the gameplay team could just get this shit figured out, man, we got a great game to play with, dude. This is gorgeous. These cinematics are fucking gorgeous.
Beyond the veil lies the Shadowlands, where every soul has its place.
So I like this opening, right? They go to the most beautiful, the most ornate, the most noble, awesome looking zone, right? Like if we were to base this on like, you know, angelic versus demonic and good versus evil, like Bastion is clearly like the good looking zone, right? But we know that there's some underlying issues that exist there. I assume that this is the Archon speaking because it's kind of like the Archon starts here and then at the end you have the Jailer speaking. So I think that's like a contrast that's meant to be developed here. But one thing that she says, assuming that it's the Archon, is she says, beyond the veil lies the Shadowlands. Let's listen to her.
Lies the Shadowlands, where every soul has its place.
Right, where every soul has its place, right? Because these things are being delegated out and spread out into the Shadowlands. And then obviously we go through Bastion. It's meant to be very heroic and angelic and awe-inspiring and all that. Then the transitions, by the way, are excellent. Into Ardenweald. And man, Ardenweald is just gorgeous. These trees with the stars, like looking like a galaxy inside of it, is just absolutely gorgeous. And in high resolution like this, pre-rendered, just looks amazing. And here you can obviously see the lush forests and waterfalls cascading throughout the zone. Just absolutely beautiful. And you have the armies seemingly rushing into battle, right? They are frenzied for war. And you have the Winter Queen here. Oh. And here's the thing about the Winter Queen. She is beautiful, right? She is very clearly, you know, life-oriented when we look at like just the themes of this zone and all of that. She looks like she has a look of disdain in her face. She is worried. She's not very happy. And I think that that's very nicely contrasted with the tree behind her. Because as you look out into Ardenweald, you see all this lush, beautiful forest. But if you pay close attention to the background, you have this tree that is wilting, and you have the leaves and the petals falling to the ground. And I think that the Winter Queen is most likely here, you know, inspecting this and taking a look at this, but I think that this really bothers her. Now, I don't know if this is just the way the Winter Queen looks, so pardon me for my ignorance if this is incorrect. But it looks to me like the Winter Queen is almost like crying. If you see this like stuff coming off of her eyes right there. But this disdain and this sadness is clearly overshadowed potentially by anger and wrath. So she sweeps away, launching up this flurry of leaves that are cinders, pardon me. And we transition to Maldraxxus. And that is such a cool shot, dude. You can see that he clearly has an army behind him with all the pikes and halberds and things behind him here. Now, I know my camera's in the way, so allow me to just remove that for a second. You can clearly see that that's going on. He has a giant floating necropolis above him, which is just such an awesome shot. This really, really gives a nice image to just how massive the armies of Maldraxxus are and how powerful a force they are. And we've learned as well that the forces in Maldraxxus extend beyond the Shadowlands. We know that. We've seen that from things like the Draka cinematic. And then you have these flying ziggurats, dude. These necropolis siege machines, dude. These are so fucking awesome. And how terrifying and foreboding a scene that is. You know, if you guys aren't familiar, spoiler alert, in Maldraxxus, the houses are all turning on one another. There's been unrest sowed within them. And basically, they are at war with one another in a way that they haven't been in the past, right? Maldraxxus, all the houses are supposed to be united as this gigantic militant force that is able to protect the Shadowlands. So as we go through this, we're kind of seeing, it's kind of brushed over for Bastion, but we're seeing the Kyrian, and then we're seeing the issue, we're kind of seeing some background underlying issues of what's happening in Ardenweald, and we're seeing it happen in Maldraxxus. And then, of course, we get a shot of Castle Nathria, and oh my god, this is so sick. Let me just mute this real quick. What an amazing shot, dude. I love the whole gothic, like, vampire theme. It is so awesome. And what a great shot this is when they pan down, just showing just the menacing look of Castle Nathria. And it is just huge. You know, the grandeur, again, similar to Maldraxxus, the grandeur is really adequately represented here and presented. This is amazing. And obviously they pan down to the beneath, where you have this, I think these are tithes. You have this thing that's basically collecting the anima from the soul that they're sucking the shit out of. You have these horned figures once again in the background, very Dreadlord-esque, very Illidan-esque almost. I'm not saying that there's a connection to Illidan, I'm just saying Illidan kind of looks like a Dreadlord, but you didn't hear that from me. So you have these ritualists that are pulling anima from this soul that is chained to the ground. And to go back to my theory about Uther's soul and the soul of Azeroth and all that, here once again we have a soul that is pure white and is not fragmented or fractured, but is producing anima, which is being utilized by the Venthyr. But they're doing this ritual, and this soul seems to not be enjoying it, understandably, right? Like, this is the repentment for the sins that have been committed, and it goes through the soul here. And then you have 3 more souls, and you have the man himself, right? This guy... This guy's so fucking evil. It's not even funny. Sir Denathrius is so fucking evil. To the good people of Revendreth. He's clearly up to no good. You have these souls that are kneeling down before him, presumably those who have been previously drained by those ritualists, and he reaches down and picks one up. And he's pretty fucking big. And he gives this little sound. He goes, like he's thinking, like he's inspecting. Nice little demon horns sticking up from him there. And just this look of just disapproval. He just doesn't, he's like, not good enough. Or like, maybe it's like been harvested for all the anima that it's worth, right? So this guy, and he kind of laughs too. It's kind of fucked up. Like, I know that he's meant to be evil, but this guy like seems really fucking evil. But this is a nice HD shot of his face with his red eyes, his pointy kind of like vampire bat looking ears, and then the horns, of course, which many have, myself included, have attributed to Dreadlord ties, among many other things that also contribute to the idea. And he just lifts him up, takes him over to the edge, and throws him into the maw. Yikes, dude. What the fuck? Just throws him in. But this has some pretty interesting implications. Before we get to the last part, I just want to talk about this. If they're draining the anima out of these souls before sending them into the maw, I wonder how the jailer is actually benefiting from them. Unless the jailer is able to, or has some kind of way of benefiting from the raw soul itself and not the anima that is associated with it. Maybe they harvest it and then he throws them out there and is like, yeah, we're helping out the jailer. Maybe he's not necessarily as with the jailer as we think. Maybe he's looking out for his own interests. That would be a very kind of Dreadlord-esque thing to do as well. But regardless, he could just toss them into the maw. See ya. Not good enough. Later. Done with you. And then here's the best part of the whole fucking video, obviously. You have that chain rattling sound, and as it pans up from the smog and the darkness, you see the runes scattered across the floor with more chains.
Beyond the veil lies darkness.
Oh, fuck me, dude. Here is the high-resolution jailer himself, chained down to this platform. So I'm curious if we're going to get some kind of high-resolution cinematic involving Sylvanas releasing him, because, spoiler alert, throughout our traversing the maw, we come across the jailer, and he's obviously not chained down. Now, I would assume that this is either at the bottom of or even the top of Torghast. The top more likely just be simply because, maybe, and this could be just an aesthetic choice, but the light shining down upon him, chained down to this very Lich King / Legion-esque kind of platform. Now, it's said that the other Eternal ones, you know, the Winter Queen, the Archon, the Primus, and all that, basically banded together to imprison this guy. This doesn't really seem to be, like, of their making, though. This doesn't really seem to match any of that. This reminds me more of the Legion, frankly. But even still, I wonder what the point of imprisoning him was. And I certainly think, regardless of that, that some power has been taken away from him, right? Like, if the Maw doesn't get very many souls, up until recently, of course, then I can't imagine that the Maw harnesses that much power unless it serves some other purpose. And the Maw is said to have been known as something else before, and the jailer had another name as well, presumably Zoval. But I really like what he says here. Listen to this.
Under the veil lies darkness, where every soul has its place.
So I like what he says there, because this is a nice contrast to what we heard at the start, where you hear, presumably once again, the Archon saying, beyond the veil lies the Shadowlands, where every soul has its place. And then you have the jailer saying, beyond the veil lies darkness, where every soul has its place. So it's interesting to me because the Shadowlands is basically divided up into different segments and areas, right? And souls based upon their attributes are designated to these zones by the Arbiter. That's the word I'm looking for, the Arbiter. And so it's spread out, right? Where every soul has its place, the Shadowlands. And then you get the jailer saying something just a little bit different, where the jailer is saying lies darkness. Not the Shadowlands, but just darkness, right? Which I think we could pretty safely assume he's referring to the Maw, where every soul has its place. It's almost to me as if the jailer is potentially suggesting that all the souls have their place in the Maw. That's where they're meant to go. But I digress. A couple things to note about the jailer. He is scarred on his face here. A couple different scars he's got going on there. And he has runes incredibly similar to, and some which perfectly match, Frostmourne on his body, on his face. That one right on his forehead is one of them. Some of these ones on the platform around him are those. So, the way that I understand this is that the others turned on him and potentially turned his own power against him, or turned this power of jailing, which came from I don't know where, presumably the jailer, against him. But there's some dialogue, and forgive me for not knowing where this reference is, what this is in reference to. I don't have the source, but I do recall some dialogue saying something along the lines of, and I believe it was probably from the Primus, actually, now that I recall. I think that the Primus suggests that the jailer took his chains and made them his weapon. So this is quite interesting to actually get a high-resolution shot of the jailer. Obviously, it is different from the silhouette that we were first provided when they first revealed Sylvanas and the jailer and all that stuff initially. Now, the eyes here look exactly like the eyes from Bolvar Fordragon when he's sitting on the throne. So for those that insist, once again, that the jailer did not have some kind of direct tie, if not full control, over all of those who actually were within that helmet, and Sylvanas alludes to this in the pre-patch, I believe. For those that insist that they are not connected, I don't know what rock you're living under, but it's very clear that the jailer had an incredible connection to the Helm of Domination into Frostmourne, and most likely Arthas and the others that were subject to the power of those items may have actually not been under their own control at all at any point once they had been contacted by these. So jailer's a scary looking guy. He looks like he's out for vengeance, but gives a slight little smile there at the end. I don't know if you guys catch that. He goes from kind of grimacing to a nice little smile right there. And this guy is fucking terrifying, dude. He's scary, but the definition of this is incredible. You can see the hairs on his ears, which begs the question, where's my man's hair, bro? Look, I know Preach just got a hair transplant, but this motherfucker's looking like Preach and Sloot had a baby. Okay? He ain't got no hair, but in the concept art that was leaked on Twitter and that I showed on my YouTube channel, in that concept art, there actually he has hair, and quite a lot of it actually, in a full beard. So I still believe in the possibility that the jailer is in an incredibly like powered down state compared to what he should exist in. And I think that ultimately whatever Sylvanas is doing to help him, or whatever he is trying to do in the Shadowlands, could and most likely will result in him assuming his full powered form once again, which included no runes on him, a full head of hair, a look much more akin to someone like Aman'Thul, who is one of the Titans in the Titan Pantheon, in fact, the High Father of the Pantheon. But this guy, I'm thinking this is not his final form. Definitely not the jailer's final form. And he's obviously pissed. He doesn't want to be here, but he's getting out. He'll get out, so. November 23rd. So little quick announcement here real quick. I will not have the 23rd off. I decided to take the 24th off instead, just in case there are any launch issues, because this is the highest pre-ordered expansion in the history of World of Warcraft. So I don't want to be around if the servers are just going to be crashing all day. So I'm going to actually be streaming on Twitch all day, November 24th. All day. And we're going to be leveling from level 50 to level 60. We're doing it all. We're going in for the grind. And I hope you guys will be a part of that. On that note, thank you so much to my Twitch subscribers, those of you that have been hanging out over there and still frequent the channel on the off chance that I do actually stream. You guys are incredible. And you know who else is incredible? Everybody that's subscribed to my channel. And you know who else is incredible? Everyone who likes this video, but most of all, those who are patrons of my channel. I'm gonna be honest, guys, I have definitely fallen behind on keeping up with Patreon content. I can do better for you guys, and so I plan to. So for those of you that are my patrons, thank you guys so much for being awesome and supporting me immensely in the way that you guys have. I'm so excited for Shadowlands. I'm so excited for hopefully more cinematics like this. You know, maybe we get some more of these similar to what we had in Battle for Azeroth with Sourfang and with Sylvanas. I think that would be very cool. I cannot wait. So thank you guys all so much. Like this video if you haven't liked this video. If you dislike it, then that's all right too. If you guys enjoyed and you want to see more of my content here, please help me take over the fucking world. I mean, get to 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. That would be amazing. I would appreciate that so much. And thank you to those of you that have contributed to that journey, that venture so far. With that all being said, you guys, you can find me over on twitch.tv/Pyromancer when I am live, twitter.com/PyromancerSarg. If you want to follow me on social media, I tweet some lore things here or there and sometimes tweet funny things. And you can also find me in my Discord, which I'll have a link to down in the description below. And of course, patreon.com/Pyromancer, where you can get early access to certain videos, patron-only Q&As, which I need to get caught up on, I know, and exclusive content there, so, and shout outs in videos like this one. So appreciate you guys so much. Thank you so much again for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Stay awesome, and until next time, I'll see you guys later. Peace.